Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? It's Yoshinator195 coming at you with another Black Ops 6 old school gaming card commentary. And in today's episode, I want to talk about this idea of tomorrow never comes until it's too late. Admittedly, I've been listening and re-listening to this song 6 Days by DJ Shadow, and the remix, which is famously comes from the movie Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. And man, oh man, this reoccurring lick, tomorrow never comes until it's too late. It's just so epic, but I don't know if it's just lately tapping into something with me in terms of where I'm at in my life and wanting to do this and that, but it's just like it feel like it rings home for me, and I want to talk about why I feel like it's such a true statement and what's going on with me personally when it comes to that statement, and maybe what you could learn by kind of taking that statement to heart with whatever ambitious project you've got going on, because it oddly reminds me of the movie Rocky 3, where Rocky is not really feeling himself. He's going up against Mr. T, and he's just kind of like lost the eye of the tiger, and he just doesn't have that same hunger anymore. So he kind of asks Apollo Creed to help him train, and Apollo, in one of the most famous scenes and just an epic scene, if you've never seen this movie, he's doing a boxing session with him, and Rocky just is like, I'm done. Like, tomorrow, I'll try again tomorrow. I just can't do it right now. And Apollo just tells him, there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. It's just, I love that in terms of like the same kind of energy that you need to take into with whatever you're doing, and you something that you've just been putting off and always been putting it off and just wanting to procrastinate. And it's happened when, like, say, like, currently, like, I'm in the throes of writing a screenplay. It's absolutely terrible. I'm not the best writer. And it's just something that I guess has always lived like as a fantasy. I want to make a movie one day. I want to write a movie one day, and I want to I don't know. I just love the idea of maybe being in that space and that lifestyle as a writer and director, and just everything that comes with it. And I can so easily get lost in that space of like just the fantasizing of being a film director and a writer, but not actually doing the work. And it's a real thing where it's like, sometimes I was like, man, am I really more in love with the fantasy and the idea of being a film director and being in the movie industry? Because like, when I actually do it, it's kind of hard and it's not very fun. And there's also all this crazy risk and just in uncertainty. It's just like, I don't know if it's for me, and maybe I just love the idea. And I'll always like, you get into that trap of like, you just fall into the love of, I could make it, I could have made that, I could have done that, I could have been that person easily, I could have made that movie. It's just a fantasy that got away from me. It's reality hit me, and what can I do? My dreams didn't come true. And so I always just like put that off, and like now that I'm like sitting down and knuckling out and trying to do this screenplay, I often run into that like, I just can't write today, or like it's not happening. I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it in a couple of days, or even like I'll do it in a couple hours or a few hours. I'll do it in the afternoon, and man, it's hard to overcome that thought. Not just because like it's so easy to give up, but it's hard to push through when it feels like absolute, like you're banging your head against a wall and you're like, what the F am I doing? This is not natural to me. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel fun. I can't write for crap. I don't know what I'm doing here. This is like completely, it goes against everything that I am like naturally inherently good at. And for those who don't know, I come from an engineering background, so I'm like more of a problem solver, and I analyze movies. I have a whole channel dedicated to analyzing TV shows, movies, music, and like that's kind of my forte, where I love like, I can break down on why this didn't work and why this scene really works and why I love this but hate that. But man, criticizing is so much different to creating. And I'll do a whole video on that another day. But just trying to think about like, there is no tomorrow. And like, just freaking put something down on paper. Just push through no matter how dog crap it is. It's hard to do that, but it's so much more rewarding later on. Even if I looked at my screenplay now and I'm like, why did I write that freaking scene? It's just it's so stupid, it doesn't make sense. I still hate it, but at least I've got it there. And like, I also notice that sometimes when I begin the process, like the oils get greased up and I get slightly warmed up, and then things begin to flow a little bit easier. And it's really important not to stop that flow when that happens. That's, a whole other topic for another day. But if I just kind of waited and just thought, man, tomorrow I'll do it, it's never going to happen. or just, so many things can come into play where it just throws you off. And I've been there in multiple times where like, if I didn't write that video essay in the morning, if I just waited till the afternoon, I would have been screwed. Like, sure, maybe I would have done it maybe a couple of days like later, but like, would it have been the same? I don't know. Maybe not. It's a whole different experiment. There could have been like something that happened, and there's definitely been moments where like, I got like injured, or far out. I completely forgot I have this family event that I have to go to now, and then it's like it throws me off, and I just doesn't, like, not only is my headspace kind of ruined, but then like it physically takes me away from what I wanted to do in the first place, and that pisses me off when that happens, because it's like, man, I wanted to do this, and I should have done it earlier. Like, I should have just did it in that morning. And I've been there where it's like, I'm so grateful that when I do those times when I just like, at least I did something in the morning, because now this whole afternoon's off. I got to go see this cousin and hang out or whatever, I got to do this crap. I'm so glad I did that's why I like going to do the gym in the morning, because I know that I've accomplished something. Because sometimes later on at work, afterwards, I'm so freaking knackered. I don't feel the same when I go to the gym afterwards. So doing things in the beginning is, I think, crucial, and trying to remember like tomorrow is never going to come, especially for tasks that are just like, if there's something that takes like 2 minutes, I read from like the book Atomic Habits, just do it. If it's not, if it's longer than that, okay, pencil it in a little bit later on and maybe like try to get to it, whatever. But like, if it takes 2 minutes or less, even I'm going to push it to like 5 minutes, just do the task. Like, send the email out. The more you prolong it, it's just, I've always found it to be more irritating than the benefit that I've got from it. And sometimes it also lingers on your mind later on in the day, and then you're spending mental energy doing that crap. It just, I don't know. I don't like it. And I think it's so easy often to like come up with excuses. And my friend was telling me like, he did this great article on like how to stay weak, and talked about like, if it's raining, just stay home. If it's too hot, just stay home. You only go to the gym when it's like 100%, when everything works out for you. if there's just too many people at the gym, you forgot your headphones, or you just forgot your watch. It's like, all of those are just like excuses that reward short-term instant gratification, and that really, like, later on you just like hate yourself for it. And I think a lot of people are like, must be in like some sort of denial to keep living like that, where they make up an excuse that they're not going to do something, then later on hate themselves for it, then do it again, but like are happy in that moment, then later on realize that they shouldn't have done it and hate themselves again. It's just like endless. And it's almost just like this sick cycle, almost the definition of insanity, like doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And I get it, maybe like there's genuine circumstances and your environment isn't, fair to you, and you've got priorities and anchors, but too many times I've seen it more be a cop-out, and it's just like living in like this madness. When really, like, if you really wanted to change, you would create better habits for yourself. You'd try to learn how to not put yourself in those, precarious situations where you're going to fail and falter. So to me, it's just like crazy to try and live like that. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. Like I'm aware of that, which I think is a start, because you have to like acknowledge that you have a problem to then first be able to tackle it. But I think I try to live my life most as much as I can, recognizing that, I don't want to live like this madness of hating myself afterwards for doing something that, rewards me only in the short term. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's it. It's not for me. But man, tomorrow never comes until it's too late. It's like also just from like a weird physics standpoint, like tomorrow never really arrives. It's always the present. It's always, maybe it's just the genius of the lyric as well. Like it's always now, and the time is now. So just get up and do something. And for me, it's like been, doing the YouTube and the screenplay and writing a movie. Like, when I was doing short films, just like there was so many times I was like, I don't know, like this short film's not that good. And then thankfully sometimes someone would just kick me up the butt and be like, no, just freaking do it. Like, come on, let's make it happen. Then I'm like, you know what? Like, had that person not believed in me, I probably just left that. So I'm really grateful for that person to just kind of push me through. And having that self-discipline for yourself is super important. So I'm rambling on here, and I swear to God I had something else more for this, but I'll save it for a future video. Check out that second place finish. Bloody hell, like, what a ride that Warzone game was. And I just it's so fitting to end on a second place, because it's like it never came. Like tomorrow never, like there's something here in terms of like it's too late, you came so close, but you're just still so far, and had you done it, you could have been there. I don't know. I'll catch you in the next one. That's it for me. Stuff these losers on screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Why can't I leave?